While lost in the Arkansas wilderness in 1970, two Boy Scouts encountered a tall, black-haired creature.
This happened in 1970 or maybe 71. I was 14 or 15. My friend and I were in the Boy Scouts, and that summer we went to Arkansas to do a couple of hikes for some merit badge, if I remember correctly. One of them was the Butterfield hiking trail. The trail started in Devil's Den State Park, and that is where we camped. When we awoke, we started the hike. Remember, this was 1970, the trail wasn't marked well and not that heavily traveled. Our gear was rudimentary. I'm not even sure I had real boots. All our gear was pretty much Army surplus stuff, canteens, compass, tents. We must have had a map, but I think it was not much better than a hand-drawn map. I just checked, and today it says the trail is 15 miles. It certainly wasn't then, and we had planned to do it as a day hike, carrying just a canteen each, the map, and a compass. Being scouts, we probably had some sort of first aid kit we put together. There was a trailhead we could walk to when we got up in the morning. Initially, the trail was pretty well beaten down. The terrain wasn't too tough. It was a deciduous forest with very thick underbrush. It was also summer, so it would get pretty hot, and there was a lot of humidity. I don't recall anything unusual or exciting for most of the hike until the trail we were following eventually petered out. I really have no idea how far we hiked, but it was pretty hot and late afternoon, I think. We realized we were lost and it was probably too late to head back the way we came. While trying to figure out what to do, we believed we heard a motor vehicle in the distance off to the west. We figured getting to a road would be the best option, but to get there, we would have to bushwhack through dense underbrush. At least it was downhill, so we headed down the hill. Again, not sure how long or far it was, but we broke out onto a very nice, wide, and well-traveled trail. Hallelujah! We were really hot and tired from going through the brush, so we sat down to rest and drink some water. We were both relieved to at least find a well-traveled trail. We could also hear what we thought might be a creek flowing. This is where things got weird. While we were resting, we heard something in the bush just up the slope, not too far away, call out. The best way I could try to describe it is like some sort of monkey-ape yell. Just after that yell, we heard a tree shake and a thud. We could see the top of this very big tree swaying, but couldn't see what was causing it. This was also upslope and really not that far away. The trail we had found pretty much ran horizontal down the slope. That was the direction we had planned on going. There was a dip in the trail and a curve that went out of visual sight. We were curious about what was making the noise. I told my friend to start down the trail and I would hang back and stay kneeling where I was. The thought was maybe the creature that screamed would show itself, thinking we both had taken off. My friend disappeared out of sight and the creature we heard called out again. This time another creature further down the trail where my friend went, yelled back. I couldn't see anything through the brush and realized hanging back wasn't the best idea, so I got up and started down the trail. I then realized the trail wasn't too far from where the tree shook. By this point, I was feeling pretty uncomfortable. I got to where the trail headed straight down the hill, and my friend was waiting there. We headed down, my friend was in the lead, and as soon as we started down, I heard something running through the brush from where we had just come. I immediately yelled at my friend to run. I wasn't sure it was running after us or not, but I looked back over my left shoulder and saw it running back up the trail we had just come down. Like I said, the brush was thick, and I only caught glimpses. Except for one point where I could see its chest, shoulder, and face. I was running down the hill looking back, and it was running up the trail and looking down at us. It's crazy. It's been almost 55 years, and I vividly remember the whole encounter. It was only glimpses. I saw black hair and the face had a sheen from the sun. It was looking at us while we were running west and into the sun. I know it was pretty tall because walking down the trail, I could not see anything downslope. This thing was tall enough to be seen and see us. The rest is anticlimactic, but I should go ahead and finish the story, I suppose. We kept running down the hill until we came out of the brush, into a clearing with a herd of cattle next to the creek we heard. We thought we saw a bull and sprinted across the creek. Nothing had chased us. And there was also the road we had heard. A gravel dirt road, but a road just the same. We headed north, I believe, and eventually a guy in a pickup drove by and gave us a ride to our camp. That night, I remember washing my clothes at the campground laundry. I talked to a park ranger and told him about our day. He didn't think we were crazy and said people see some pretty strange things out there. This was before the internet, and I really had not heard anything about Bigfoot sightings. Now, with the internet and reading all the people's experiences, I nod my head because I know exactly what some of these people are talking about. Like I said, I'm older, and I stayed in touch with my friend all these years. I wanted to confirm what I remembered with him, and this is what he remembers as well. Although when I yelled run, he did just that and didn't look back, so he didn't see what I saw. Sorry this was so long, but I felt I needed to document my story.